Welcome back to our channel. This is the fourth session in our series on practicing mock exams about the BACB Ethics Code, specifically focusing on responsibility as a professional. If you haven't watched the first two videos and the initial mock practice session, I highly recommend checking them out for a complete understanding. You can find the links to those videos in the top right corner of this video. In this session, we'll continue to deepen our knowledge with more practice scenarios. Let's dive in. Mock Exam 1. A behavior analyst experiencing personal stress seeks supervision and adjusts their workload to ensure their clients receive the best care. This demonstrates 1. Awareness of personal biases and challenges. 2. Practicing within a defined role. 3. Being truthful. 4. Cultural responsiveness and diversity. The correct answer is 1. Awareness of personal biases and challenges. Behavior analysts should be aware of their own biases and personal issues that might affect their work, and take steps to resolve them. Mock Exam 2. A behavior analyst avoids providing services to a family member to prevent a conflict of interest. This demonstrates 1. Giving and receiving gifts. 2. Non-harassment. 3. Multiple relationships. 4. Non-discrimination. The correct answer is 3. Multiple relationships. Behavior analysts should avoid relationships that could cause conflicts of interest. Mock Exam 3. If a client offers a gift worth more than $10, the behavior analyst should 1. Accept the gift graciously. 2. Politely decline and explain the policy to avoid any conflicts of interest. 3. Accept the gift but not inform anyone. 4. Return the gift without explanation. The correct answer is 2. Politely decline and explain the policy to avoid any conflicts of interest. Behavior analysts should not exchange gifts that could create conflicts of interest. Mock Exam 4. A behavior analyst refrains from starting a romantic relationship with a client, even after the professional relationship has ended for 2 years. This demonstrates 1. Coercive and exploitative relationships. 2. Romantic and sexual relationships. 3. Non-harassment. 4. Non-discrimination. The correct answer is 2. Romantic and sexual relationships. Behavior analysts should not engage in romantic or sexual relationships with clients, stakeholders, supervisees, or trainees. Mock Exam 5. When the BACB requests documentation, the behavior analyst gathers and submits the required information by the specified deadline. This demonstrates 1. Accountability. 2. Responding to requests. 3. Being truthful. 4. Practicing within scope of competence. The correct answer is 2. Responding to requests. Behavior analysts should make appropriate efforts to respond to requests for information from and comply with deadlines of relevant individuals and entities. Mock Exam 6. A behavior analyst reports a recent legal issue to the BACB as required by their certification guidelines. This demonstrates 1. Accountability, 2. Non-harassment, 3. Self-reporting critical information, 4. Non-discrimination. The correct answer is 3. Self-reporting critical information. Behavior analysts should know and follow the rules for reporting important information to relevant authorities. Mock Exam 7. A behavior analyst learns that a supervisee has been falsifying client data to meet performance targets. What should the behavior analyst do? 1. Ignore it to avoid conflict. 2. Report the supervisee to the appropriate authorities. 3. Talk to the supervisee to understand their perspective and correct the data. 4. Reprimand the supervisee in front of their colleagues. Ignore it to avoid conflict. Ignoring the issue is not ethical. Report the supervisee to the appropriate authorities. This might be necessary if the issue persists, but first, address the problem directly. Talk to the supervisee to understand their perspective and correct the data. Looks great. Behavior analysts should address issues with supervisees directly and ensure that all data is accurate and truthful. Reprimand the supervisee in front of their colleagues. This is not appropriate as it does not provide a constructive solution. The correct answer is 3. Talk to the supervisee to understand their perspective and correct the data. Behavior analysts should address issues with supervisees directly and ensure that all data is accurate and truthful. Mock Exam 8. A behavior analyst is working in a different state and realizes they need additional certification to comply with local regulations. What should they do? 1. Continue working without the certification. 2. Obtain the necessary certification as soon as possible. 3. Ignore the requirement and hope it goes unnoticed. 4. Ask a colleague to cover for them until they get certified. Continue working without the certification. This is not correct. It is illegal to practice without the required certification. Obtain the necessary certification as soon as possible. Looks great. Behavior analysts must conform with legal and professional requirements to practice legally. Ignore the requirement and hope it goes unnoticed. This is not correct. Ignoring legal requirements is unethical. Ask a colleague to cover for them until they get certified. No, this is not correct. Asking a colleague to cover does not resolve the certification issue and could put the colleague in a difficult position. The behavior analyst should obtain the necessary certification themselves. The correct answer is 2. Obtain the necessary certification as soon as possible. Behavior analysts must conform with legal and professional requirements to practice legally. Mock Exam 9. A behavior analyst is aware of their personal bias towards a specific treatment method. How should they handle this? 1. Continue using the method without acknowledging the bias. 2. Avoid using the method altogether. 3. Seek supervision and evaluate the effectiveness of the method objectively. 4. Recommend the method to all clients. Continue using the method without acknowledging the bias. This is not correct. Ignoring bias can impact professional judgment. Avoid using the method altogether. This may not be necessary if the method is effective. Instead, address the bias. Seek supervision and evaluate the effectiveness of the method objectively. Looks great. Behavior analysts should be aware of their personal biases and take steps to ensure they do not affect their professional judgment. Recommend the method to all clients. This is not correct. Treatment should be individualized based on client needs, not personal bias. The correct answer is 3. Seek supervision and evaluate the effectiveness of the method objectively. Behavior analysts should be aware of their personal biases and take steps to ensure they do not affect their professional judgment. Mock exam 10. A client's parent requests that the behavior analyst provides therapy sessions at their home, which is outside the behavior analyst's usual service area. What should the behavior analyst do? 1. Agree to the request to satisfy the parent. 2. Politely decline and explain the limitations of their service area. 3. Charge extra for the additional travel time. 4. Refer the client to another professional who can accommodate the requests. Agree to the request to satisfy the parent. This is not correct. It may not be feasible to provide services outside the usual service area. Politely decline and explain the limitations of their service area. Looks great. Behavior analysts should clearly define and document their professional role and service boundaries with clients and stakeholders. Charge extra for the additional travel time. This is not appropriate as it might not address the feasibility and professional boundaries. Refer the client to another professional who can accommodate the request. This might be appropriate if the behavior analyst cannot provide services, but first, explain the limitations. The correct answer is 2. Politely decline and explain the limitations of their service area. Behavior analysts should clearly define and document their professional role and service boundaries with clients and stakeholders. That wraps up our 4th session on practicing mock exams for the BACB Ethics Code's responsibility as a professional. I hope these scenarios have helped deepen your understanding of these crucial ethical guidelines. In our next video, we'll be starting a new section on responsibility in practice. Make sure to join us for that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest content. Thanks for watching and see you next time.